Hello and welcome to Parker Photographic, where we help you achieve your creative vision. My name is Chris Parker, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to add text along a path, plus lots of pro tips on how to adjust the text based on, well, your creative vision. So if you're ready, let's do it. Alright, so if you want to follow along, go ahead and create a new document, and for my document I sized it 1920 by 1080 and a resolution of 300. Now the key to creating text on a path is, well, creating a path, and there's a few different ways we can do that. So for this tutorial we're going to use the pen tool. So come over here to your toolbar and select the pen tool. Don't worry if you've never used the pen tool, it's real easy to use, and I'm going to show you how to use it right now. Now come up here to your tool options and make sure you have the tool option here selected to path versus shape. I don't think it really matters, but we're going to go ahead and do that anyways. So we need to create a starting point for our path. So when we click over here, let's say on the left, we have our first anchor point, which is the start of that path. Now to continue making a path, we need another anchor point. So I'm going to come over here and click and hold my left mouse button, and in between those two anchor points we have a blue line. That's the path. Now the reason why I'm holding down my mouse button still is because if I drag up or down, left or right, I will then get two handles off of this anchor that I just created, and the path will become curved versus straight. So just go ahead and drag and create a curved path like that. Now these two handles here you can manipulate, not with this tool, we need another tool, to change the curvature of that path. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to go ahead and come over here and create another part of the path by creating another anchor point by clicking and dragging out to create another curved part right there. And then I'm going to come up here and click and drag out right there. Alright, we can now come over here and grab our text tool to add our text. So go ahead and pick out a font of your choice, as well as the size and the color that you want. I'm just going to use 36 for the size and black for the color. Now to add the text to the path, you need to make sure your text tool is in the right position. So right now, if I click, it's not going to go on the path. So if I come closer to the path and hover near or on it, the icon is going to change from this to this. So we have a curved line through the icon right there. So that lets you know you can begin typing the text. So go ahead and click and go ahead and type something out, maybe text on a path in Photoshop. Now we have one problem. Photoshop disappeared, and that's because our path is not long enough for that particular word. So what I need to do is I need to select all my text and resize it so it fits within that path. So there's a couple ways of doing it. We can come in here and double click until all the text is selected, or come over here to your layer panel here, locate your text layer, and double click on the text layer thumbnail right here. It's going to automatically select all that text, and once you do, you can come up here and choose another size to get all that text to fit, but it didn't work in my case. So what I'm going to do now is click on this box, and I'm going to use my down arrow key to resize the text by 1 point at a time, and now it all fits. All right, I'm going to hit my enter key or my return key if you're on a Mac to confirm that's the size I want, and then I'm going to hit my escape key to deselect the text. So the next thing I want to show you is how you can reposition the text on that path. For example, when I clicked on the path right here, that was the starting point for that text, but maybe I actually want the starting point of the text to be over here versus over here. So to change it, we need another tool. So come over to your toolbar and select this icon right here. This is the path selection tool. It can also be selected with your keyboard shortcut, which is the letter A. Now, just like with our text tool, the icon is going to change when you get close to the path. So right now I have a big arrow, and then once I get close enough, the icon changes. So this is one of 3 icons that you will have for repositioning your text. So let me show you this real quick. So these are the 3 icons. We have our arrow here pointing to the right, this is the starting point of the text. If you see this icon, this is the end point for the text on the path. Then if you see this icon, this is the middle or the center point, which you can use to align the text accordingly. Now you're only going to see this icon here when you have your text aligned to the center. So we're not going to see that right now, but I will show it to you in just a second. So let's go back here and let me show you how to reposition this text. So I'm going to bring my icon over here and I'm going to click right here, and that changes the position from here to here. So this is the start point, and over here we have the end point, and again we lost the word Photoshop because we ran out of room. So we can either resize it or move the position of the start point. We can also click and drag it into position as well, and I prefer this option versus just clicking until I find the area that I want to place that start point. So there you go. We can reposition it that way. Now, when you click and drag, you will notice that the path, look over here, will receive a circle. So that circle represents the endpoint. So we can actually change the endpoint as well with this tool. So let's say we want the word Photoshop to stop right here. Well, once you come over here, you can see that the icon changes with the left pointing arrow. Now I can click and drag the endpoint over here to the left. And again, we do lose that word because it's not fitting within these 2 points, the start and the end point. So again, resize your text accordingly, but you may want to control where that text is on the path based on your creative vision. I'm going to go ahead and put this back over here because I want to show you what happens with the center or the midpoint icon. So right now we have our text aligned to the left part of the path or the starting point. And if we grab our text tool, we can align it to the right side or the end point of that path. So now our text has moved. Now if we select the center text option, the text is aligned between the start and the end points. If we grab our path selection tool again, we get our midpoint icon right here, and then we can click and drag the center point according to our creative vision. Okay, so one more quick tip. As you are adjusting the start, the end point, or the middle point, you may find your text ends up upside down. So let me show you how that happens and how to fix it. So I'm going to go back here and align to the left. I'm going to grab my path selection tool with the letter A, and I'm going to click right here. And then I'm going to continue dragging to the right. And once I end up with that icon below the path, the text is upside down. So to make it right side up, just bring that icon above the path and that will fix the text for you. How cool is that? I love it.